What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is John. Today, a big box good. The Titan Cooler Roll Top Backpack by Arctic Zone I picked up at Target for $34.99. In this video, a first impressions and demonstration as well as explanation of the features in this backpack. Of course, it's a roll top backpack. I'll explain what that means and how to best make use of it. Like I said, product demonstrations will show the use case and, like I said, how to best make use of this bag, but also cover some of the claims Arctic Zone makes, such as this bag being able to hold ice for up to 3 days. We'll talk about that. We'll explain the advantages and disadvantages. It's capable of doing it. But like I said, a couple of snags, a couple of things to keep in mind. We'll also take a deeper look at the finer details, show you the fit and finish, and most importantly, explain, like I said, in detail some of the features the bag contains. Without further ado, let's go ahead and continue on with this first impressions overview, product demonstration, and test of the Titan Cooler Roll Top Backpack I picked up at Target for $34.99. Alright guys, so now that we've done the basic introduction, let's take a look at some of the finer details. First and foremost, roll top refers to the foldable packable space at the top of the bag. The ice packs the bag portion of the backpack, leaving a refrigerated section at the top, roughly 3.5 cubic feet, perfect for cheese, lunch meat, and bottled liquids. Now, after having tested the bag for roughly 3 days, of course, at the front of the bag, one of the main claims or product features is that it can pack ice for up to 3 days. Let's talk about how the ice melts and how good of a job it does at storing ice. So, like I said, of course, at the very top of the bag, you can see that it rolls over. That is 3.5 cubic feet of packable space. Once the ice begins to melt by day 2, that top packable space actually turns into roughly 5.5 feet of packable cubic space. And of course, day 3, the ice is melted completely, almost turning into a slush ice mixture. Of course, the bag does a phenomenal job day 1 and day 2 of retaining the melted ice, the water in the bag. It does a great job of keeping the perspiration inside. It keeps the bag well insulated. One of the main issues is, of course, setting the bag down or wearing it the second day or after the ice melts. You'll notice it feels cool, it feels damp, and this is exaggerated by day 3, which it does leak if you tip it over because it does contain too much water. Now, because it's a roll top cooler backpack that stores ice, one good rule of thumb packing the bag is to fill the bag with ice below the inseam. So you'll actually notice the inseam here running across the upper quadrant of the bag. This, like I said, 3.5 cubic feet of packable space. It also rolls over, hence the inseam. But like I said, just as a good rule of thumb, packing the bag with ice below the inseam so that you have 3.5 cubic feet of packable space, rollable packable space at the top. Let's talk about the parameters under which the bag was tested. So day 1, the bag holds ice, keeps food cold. By day 2, of course, expect the bag to perspire further. And of course, by day 3, expect the bag to be full of slush. That is a water and ice mixture. So instead of testing this outside, because I'm in a hotel room, I figured I would make the conditions for testing the bag perfect or ideal, however which way you'd like to refer to this test as being. It was stored in a room, a dark room, the window shades closed, and under a constant temperature of 70 degrees. So after day 1, expect ice to be held and kept solid, keeping food and drinks cool. Of course, expect by day 2 for the bag to perspire and start leaking. And of course, by day 3, expect to drain the bag. And that, like I said, is under almost ideal conditions Inside, a dark room, shades closed, no sunlight, not outdoors, and under a constant temperature of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, shopping this bag at Target, I was able to find it in white only, no other color, but this I think is optimal because under harsh conditions like in the sun, on a boat, or camping, white is the best option for keeping the bag cool, of course, because it deflects the sun's harmful rays, allowing the ice to remain intact. Last, but most importantly not least, in regards to fit and finish, is the construction or the material in which the bag is built. Of course, at the front of the bag, you can see it's built out of microban, an antimicrobial protection. This implies the bag is plastic, not cloth or paper. This is important actually because as ice melts and liquid accumulates, had this bag been maybe paper or cloth, the liquid would eventually become trapped, hard to dry, and the bag would probably start smelling like mold. Because this is microban, because it's a sort of plastic Tyvek material, expect it to drain easily, dry easily, and remain fresh, scented, and clean over the course of its life, hopefully not accumulating mold from melted ice. So now that we've talked about the fit and finish, let's actually take a closer look at some of the features the bag offers. First and foremost is a zipper at the top of the bag, which does a phenomenal job of opening and closing. Most importantly, it's contrasted brilliantly with the rest of the bag, giving the bag a more premium look. You can see the Arctic Zone logo on the zipper itself, but the most important aspect to note is that the bag, when closed, is not leak proof. Of course, at the front of the bag, two zippered pockets, one front pocket for quick and easy access, spans the entire depth of the front pocket module, and of course behind the easy access pocket is a secondary pocket for larger other miscellaneous items, identification cards, personal belongings, things of that nature. Could probably store a small tablet like an iPad Air size tablet or plus size phones. Most importantly though, because it's a Tyvek plastic material, no netting, expect items to remain securely inside, and because it's a backpack cooler with ice at the base of the bag and the pocket at the front of the bag in front of the ice, this I think in turn would benefit keeping things like valuable electronics from overheating. Of course, because it's a backpack, it comes with straps, great for quick and easy trips, maybe from the car down to the beach, or maybe from the car into the hotel room or to the campsite. Not ideal for hiking, not supportive enough. It does have a grab handle for quick and easy carry options, but as you can see, thin, lightweight straps, somewhat supportive, but not ideal for carrying for extended periods of time. Also at the back of the bag is mesh padding. Great for quick and easy trips, enough support that it helps you hold the bag on the back of your back because it does get heavy after filling it up with ice and food items. Do expect after the second day and going into the third day for the mesh actually to retain some of that perspiration and actually become wet and damp. Like I said, not ideal for carrying for extended periods of time, just quick and easy trips. Offers some support, but like I said, not for long extended trips because the mesh actually retains liquid. And as demonstrated previously, buckles at the top of the bag allow the top of the bag to roll over and become more compact, making the bag easy to carry. Overall, the fit and finish of the bag is great. The results testing the bag were subpar, but most importantly, without ice, the bag does not work. Don't use it without ice. Anyways, guys, that has been a first impressions and overview of the Titan roll top cooler backpack I picked up at Target for $35. Because I picked this up at Target, that does make this a big box good. Today, of course, we talked about the fit and finish. A little bit left to be desired. It looks a little bit generic, a little bit third party, not as much branding as other cooler backpacks on the market, hence the $35 price tag. That being said, it performs well. We tested this cooler backpack in optimum conditions, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, not exposed to sunlight. Vending machine ice, which is important to note. Had I packed this with maybe ready ice, for example, definitely would have achieved the 3-day mark, no problem. Vending machine ice at a hotel room, not the best ice. That is more of a drinkable type of ice or a chill ice. To keep things near frozen, ready ice is a little bit better. It's more durable and will last. The overall fit and finish, like I said, not the best. Like I said, just a little bit generic, but the bag works as intended. It looks stylish, and it also performs well. Of course, you get 2 front pockets for stowing away personal belongings. This front pocket, I would say, is actually deep enough for maybe a magazine, or maybe a small chapter book, or, like I said, an iPad Air size tablet, plus size smartphones, things of that nature. The packable space at the top of the bag, roughly 3.5 cubic feet of packable space. You can also pack drinks down into the ice. So really, it's actually 13 quarts. The idea is to fill the bag or the base of the bag with ice and store items, I think, in the roll top backpack. Like I said, in the roll top section, roughly 3.5 cubic feet of packable space will expand to roughly 5 cubic feet of packable space once the ice melts. This bag does a great job of keeping perspiration inside, though the zipper is not leak proof, and it does state that as a warning on the product tag on the front of the bag itself. So good bag. Ready ice versus vending machine ice to keep items cool. Like I said, with vending machine ice stored under optimum conditions, by day 3 it was a slush, unacceptable. But then again, it's the type of ice I used, not a big deal. Had I used ready ice, this would have been a much better bag. We would have gotten much better results. So even though, like I said, the fit and finish looks just a little bit generic, it's still a good looking backpack and will serve its purpose well, I have no doubt. It's constructed nicely. It's made out of a sort of plastic Tyvek material. It's got this micro band feature that in turn keeps it from becoming moldy or smelling like mildew. Once the ice melts, of course, it has nowhere to go, but because it's plastic Tyvek, it doesn't absorb. So it's easy to drain, it's easy to dry. It just takes a little bit of effort, right? With that being said, because I picked this up at Target, that does make this a big box good. Great for spring break, right around the corner, and also for the beach this summer, and for pretty much any other occasion. Hey, thanks again so much for tuning in. My name is John. Hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon to get notified when I post to YouTube. Comment below and share this video with friends and family. Tell them about our reviews. Tell them we review things from big box retail stores as well as other stores. Interesting items like, of course, this cooler backpack, clothing, shoes, tech accessories, and more. My name is John. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.